one of the girls dressed up as a champagne coupe glass with fake legs coming off of the side, just like dangling. It was so bad. I was so distracted.
I thought they were like shrimp at first.
Yeah. That would have been better.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
I don't know how long this is going to take us.
It's either going to be 2.5 hours or 30 minutes.
Listen, I'm down for either.
I am fine doing a speed run of this dumb movie.
Had you ever seen this before?
Fuck no.
I had. This is one of Rachel's favorite movies.
Rachel, explain yourself. I require a 3-page essay.
I texted her a screenshot of me watching it, and she goes, such an important film. Oh, hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to season 4 of 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast. The podcast where we review and recap movie musicals. And you know what? They can't all be winners. Also, when I was putting in the year for this, I put 1892. This film is not from 1892.
Surprise.
Hear ye. We harken back to the...
Ding-a-ling-a-ling in the town square.
It's Grease 2.
Also known as Grease from Wish.com.
Stupid.
I
had seen this, so I knew what I was in for.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not know Michelle Pfeiffer was in this movie. She showed up and I said, Michelle, explain yourself.
Michelle, what are you doing here?
And then I saw it was her first leading role and I was like, oh, okay.
And you know what? She is one of the better things of this film.
That's not saying a lot.
Okay. I don't even know have we done any sequels?
No, well, there's not many. So this was a fun fact.
We've done High School Musical 2. What am I saying?
Well, so dumb. I'm very sorry. This was one of the first movie sequels since, like, the 40s, where they were doing, like, Follies 1930, Follies 1931. Like, there's not many musical...
Oh, instead of remakes?
Yeah, not a remake, but, like, a legitimate sequel. So this is one of the first ones since, like, the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, no one really said I need MAME too.
Hello, Dolly. Electric Boogaloo.
My favorite thing is to be like, in movie name 2, the Streets.
The Streets.
Newsies 2, The Streets.
Newsies 1 was The Streets.
Newsies 2, they all go to college. All right, we are back at where we never left, where that car flew off into the sky at the end of Grease. It's 2 years after the original film.
Yes.
It's a new school year. We re-meet Principal McGee and her secretary Blanche hang the flag of the new year, and they are immediately plagued by musical theater.
Okay, but honestly, there's not a single waiter in this movie. No one is inconvenienced. Everyone knows what's going on. No one is in a different movie.
I would argue that, you know who is the waiter? That teacher who keeps having a fucking mental breakdown.
Yes, it started with Grease 1, and then it's now Grease 2, and he drowns himself in a pool.
Yes. Spoilers.
Sorry.
But no, we get the opening number Back to School, and we get all our main characters arriving. We get the Pink Ladies, we get the T-Birds, like second gen.
And it's just not as good dancing. It's not as fun dancing. I don't know.
You know, want to know why that's mind-boggling? The director is a choreographer.
The director was the original choreographer.
I know.
But it's just, like, it's a lot of step touching and a lot of flailing and a lot of, like, twist and shouting, but, like, not much else.
The ensemble is holding their own.
The ensemble is giving energy.
It's giving middle school chorus energy of box steps, hands, and then it's
the twist, circle, twist. Like, that happens a lot.
I don't think the main cast is as talented dancing-wise.
They didn't have John Travolta.
Yeah. John Travolta specifically said no when asked to revisit to
you know who else said no? Everyone. Except for Frenchie. We'll get there.
Except for Frenchie.
All right, so we meet all of the main cast. We meet the T-Birds. We meet the Pink Ladies, who are led by Stephanie, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. And we meet some of the teachers. We meet, like, a music or a drama teacher that's just like, I might sleep with a student. It's bizarre.
Yeah, Miss Mason.
Sure.
The T-Birds are led by a guy named Johnny Nogarelli.
Who has 5'8" energy.
Thank you. He does. But you know what? What he lacks for it, he might honestly be one of my favorite characters. He was giving me something when the main romantic lead was just giving me nothing.
Nothing. He was a Clark Kent motherfucker from Iowa, but with a British accent.
The T-Birds arrive on motorcycles.
Yeah.
This is my very first of what will be a repeated thing of, how old are these people playing teenagers? But gasp, there's a new boy. There's a new boy at school, and he's wearing a sweater vest, and he's British. Surprise! This is Michael. He's Frenchie's cousin.
Yeah. No, he's Sandy's cousin.
Oh.
He's Sandy's cousin, who apparently Sandy was like, hey, when you get there, reach out to Frenchie. Frenchie knows everyone, knows everything. And
Frenchie will show you the ropes.
Exactly. So Frenchie's back at school apparently to get her GED or, like, to take chemistry or something.
Take chemistry. I think she flunked it or something like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, the song takes us... I literally read it, I was like, oh... Frenchie and Michael are the last to walk into school. Just kidding, someone else dives through a window. That's how the song...
I also wrote that down. There was also a moment with the coach of the team who, like, was trying to find a kid, and then as he walks out of frame, he just goes, basketball, basketball, basketball. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Anyway, sorry, it was so funny. It was probably one of my only giggles.
I didn't see that. Cut to the hallway of the school where all the drama happens, all the plot development happens in high school movies.
Of course.
We get the gist that Johnny of the T-Birds and Stephanie of the Pink Ladies, Michelle Pfeiffer, used to be a thing, but now they're not. Johnny definitely wants to get back with her, but he's playing it cool, you know? They all move on. Stephanie doubles back to get something from her locker. Michael tries to set up a locker for himself. He's a new student. And unfortunately, he tries to take a T-Bird locker and they bully him because he's a nerd. He's like smart. He wears a sweater vest. You think he has glasses. He introduces himself. They make fun of his accent. Yeah. And Stephanie kind of checks in on him before she moves on. And so he immediately has heart eyes.
Instant heart eyes.
Immediate heart eyes.
My God.
Cut to Mrs. Mason's class, who is that teacher that was like, maybe I'll fuck a student. Yeah. And we just hear like an announcement over the loudspeaker that formally introduces Michael to the school.
Which is crazy.
There's just like a lot of really quick scenes. We then cut to...
Yeah, well, and they also introduce the idea of the talent show.
Yeah, the next scene introduces the concept that there is going to be a talent show at some point, maybe the end of the semester, at the end of the school year. Yeah. It's been like 1 week of school. Yeah. Michael asks Frenchie, who has come to check in on him, like, hey, what's the deal with Stephanie Zanoni? And Frenchie goes, oh, no, she's off limits because she's a pink lady. And the rule is that pink ladies go with T-Birds. And you can't go for her because you're not a T-Bird. And Michael goes, all right, then I'll be a T-Bird then.
It's like, sir. Suddenly, sir, who should appear? But a rival gang on motorcycles.
These are the Scorpions.
Yeah, this is the same guy from Grease. And I'm like, are you still harassing high school students? Sir, how old are you?
No, they're all adults. They are all easily in their late 30s.
No, but his just motorcycle gang is like 10 people, and the T-Birds are like 4 18-year-olds, and I'm just like, and the T-Birds pretend like they can pretend that they can like take these guys on, but are like terrified, and it's just like, yeah, because there's 10 grown-ass 30-year-old adults threatening these 18-year-olds.
Bullying you.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
The two gangs have a standoff and they leave it with, we'll bowl tonight for dominance.
Yeah.
And that is literally bowling.
Yes. You know, the common sport.
That's how I settle all of my disputes, is we'll bowl about this.
We'll bowl about this.
We also establish Paulette, who is another pink lady.
Yes.
She has a crush on Johnny. And
yes.
Johnny strings her along this entire film.
Yes.
Because he's still hung up on Stephanie, but he's like, makes a point to be like, hey, Paulette, wear something nice tonight.
He also is wearing some short shorts.
Because they're high school gym uniforms. Yeah.
And they are
shorts,
Johnny.
They're not as short as jean shorts were. Cut to
So we cut to the bowling alley. And then some nuns are there. Why?
I clocked the nuns as well.
Multiple times they're like, nuns.
It's never explained, and I want to know like what costume designer, who was like in charge of dressing the ensemble and being like, you know what this California town that is plagued by gang violence needs? Nuns.
Incredible.
We get the song Score Tonight, which is one of the better songs of this film, although I do wonder if I'm biased at that because Rachel loves this song. It's not a good song. It doesn't move the plot forward in any way.
There's not a single good song in this movie. Rachel can fight me.
I don't even think she listens to the podcast. The song, I want to know how many fake bowling balls production had to make. Because there's some bowling ball choreography.
Where they're holding it with one hand and like tossing it back and forth. Yeah. And I was like, in no universe.
I think the thing that frustrated me, what started to frustrate me with this scene and continued, was that the cinematography does not feel creative.
Nah.
The dancing is fine. Like, as we said before, like, the dancing was kind of letting us down in the opening number. There's definitely, like, some acrobatic stuff. We have some great ensemble dancers, but the cinematography and the editing is doing them no justice. Nothing. It feels very low budget, which is insane because it's had double the budget
of Grease, which is crazy. Well, and it's like, yeah, I just didn't understand, like, so the whole point of Score Tonight, it's the double entendre, yada yada. Yeah. It's because Johnny wants to score with Paulette, or at least make Stephanie believe that he is. But then Stephanie's also participating in this song, and she's wearing sunglasses inside, which doesn't make sense. Johnny has exactly one buttoned on his dumb shirt. His hair is 3 inches tall. It's honestly absurd. You're not allowed on the lanes.
I'm looking at...
You're not. I am the waiter of this movie where I felt harassed by these children.
I'm looking at the soundtrack for Grease, and I'm like, what is this equivalent to? Is this our Grease Lightning?
I guess.
First of all, way too early in the film for that.
Yeah.
Second of all, and so like if I'm comparing it to that, like that was creative.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can do a direct comparison. I don't think
we can't.
There are songs that are supposed to be a direct comparison.
It's different. It's there's like very little overlap. Yeah. Anyway, cut to, this made me laugh. Cut to Michael walking through the parking lot with a little handbook reviewing bowling facts and like, I think bowling it's like rules.
American phrases? I don't know. It felt like an American phrase book for Brits.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to have a game?" Like he doesn't know how to ask Stephanie to play with him bowling wise. Yeah, and so he's like consulting this handbook.
Yeah.
However, inside, the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies are packing up. Like the song is over. Their game has ended.
We just sang about this.
They're like giving their shoes back to the guy behind the counter. Johnny and Paulette fully make out in front of Stephanie. Mm-hmm. Stephanie's like, I don't care. Like, I'm over you. This is so dumb. I don't give a shit.
But then Johnny tries to kiss her, or like tries to like pull her in as well, which is...
Yeah, because he's not over her.
Right. And then that's when she's like, I'm over you, I can kiss whoever I want, I'll kiss the next guy.
Who walks in the bowling alley, and surprise, it's Michael.
Of course
so she walks right up to him in front of Johnny and kisses him.
Big ol' smooch.
Michael, starstruck.
Of course.
Johnny, gobsmacked.
Furious.
And Paulette is pissed because she clocks that Johnny looks super upset that Steph kissed Michael.
Yeah, well, and also
I feel like I'm talking about, like, such teenage cliches of, like, oh my god, they kissed, and Johnny saw it, so Paulette is mad.
Of course. So... She, though, doesn't even really look at Michael. Like, it's not about him for her. Like,
no.
She's not thunderstruck by that kiss.
He could have been anyone.
Truly anyone. And so she, like, kisses him, doesn't even make eye contact with Michael, turns back and is like, see, I told you I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And then they all leave to go get food.
And with whoever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the pink ladies leave. The T-Birds walk out after them. The only pink lady that's left is little Dolores, who is Paulette's younger sister. She's a freshman. She's dying to be a pink lady, and she, like, kind of is allowed to hang out with the crowd because she's Paulette's younger sister, but, like, she's not cool by their standards.
No.
So she gets stuck with the shitty jobs of, like...
returning all the
like,
shoes.
Dealing with... And Paulette, like, specifically is like, go home, Dolores. Like, you can't come with us.
Yeah.
Michael helps Dolores deal with all of the bowling shoes. And she teaches him the ins and outs of the T-Birds and the Pink Lady dynamics as they walk. And he, like, offers to walk her home. Because, again, she's 14, 13.
Yeah. Something like that. I really enjoyed their dynamic.
Yeah.
That was actually probably one of the only things that I was just like, I actually think that this is a really funny relationship of older brother, little sister vibe of, yeah, let me make sure you get home, okay? And then her just being like, and when I run the Pink Ladies, this is gonna be this, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna be amazing. And I'm just like, this is a fantastic dynamic.
Dolores was consistently my moment of joy.
Yes, very much so.
I love this minor character.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to the next day at school, we didn't even establish it. They're in a very quick moment in the opening number. Mm-hmm. We established this teacher from last year who had a full mental breakdown at the end of last school year, was, like, hospitalized for exhaustion, comes back.
Join the club, bro,
you're not special. On the first... Yeah, fully has another mental breakdown on the first day of school and is quickly replaced by a new substitute teacher named Mr. Stewart. And Miss Mason clocks him in the hallway.
Teacher,
and he's got eyes for her. We also established that the talent show, there's posters about it at the school, and it's having auditions, and there's a reason why the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies, who previously wouldn't be caught dead doing something as, like, school-spirited as that, is they're interested in it because the prize of the talent show is this, like, massive package of records and LPs.
Oh, I had no idea what the prize was.
It mentioned it on the poster.
I just, like, missed it every time they talked about it.
Yeah, they're motivated by the prize.
Well, and also one of the Pink Ladies really wants to be on, I think it's American Bandstand, and so she, like, has this whole number that she wants to do. We go to the audition, and Michael is there, and he's basically the pianist for everyone's audition, because he can play piano, and the Pink Ladies come out, and the one who wants to be on American Bandstand, like, hands out all this sheet music, and apparently they can all sight read sheet music? Sure. And they start doing this audition, and they get cut off halfway through.
It's more than just the Pink Ladies. There's, like,
there's a
15
bunch.
Girls in this number, but all of the Pink Ladies are in it.
Yeah.
I want to really quickly, right before this, and we can cut this for time if we have to, but a slight moment of joy from physical comedy. There was a really quick interstitial where the principal catches Johnny, and I think it's Goose, in the hallway, and Johnny has to swallow his cigarette.
Oh, yeah. And he does the whole, like, flip it in your mouth and, like, hold it in your mouth, to try to not find it, or to try to not be caught smoking, and just sort of, like,
not get caught. Yeah, because he's, like, smoking indoors.
Do that, and then his Goose is just like, man, we really got away with that, and, like, smacks him on the back so he accidentally swallows his lit cigarette. It's just like, oof. Brutal.
Cut to the talent show. The Pink Ladies and the girls are all singing their song. Before they're cut off, in the middle of the song, Michael asks Stephanie out.
Yeah, they're singing.
This is the middle of the song, but she puts him off.
Yeah.
After the song, after they've been cut off, all the Pink Ladies and the girls disperse. Michael kind of chases after Stephanie, and he's like,
insistent.
Why did you kiss me at the bowling alley?
She's like
what people don't
anything.
do that. She was like, it was a joke. It didn't matter. He asks her out again, being like, well, what are you doing tonight? I'm busy. What are you doing tomorrow night? I'm busy. What are you doing the following night? I'm busy. And he learns that she has a very specific vision of what her Mr. Right ideal man is.
Yeah.
And that takes us into the song Cool Rider.
Yeah, which is her Footloose moment.
It's such a Footloose moment. You're right.
Yeah. Basically, she just wanted a sexy, mysterious guy who rides a motorcycle, and that's kind of her entire vibe.
That's her whole shtick.
She, has a whole song by herself in the back. We established this in Greece, but Rydell High is labyrinthian. It's truly, there's a shop, there's truly so much going on in this school that you don't see. But this time, instead of,
their public funding, phenomenal.
Crazy. We get the whole back lot filled with different props and scrims and a whole bunch of shit. It's crazy.
However, it's not enough to disguise from the plot is bad and the songs aren't helping. Stephanie finishes her song, Michael watches her dance away, and he endeavors to do what he can. He's like, all right, I need to get a motorcycle. That's how I become a T-Bird. That's how I become the cool rider for you. And he gets to work by, what's the word I want? He's essentially... No, he's not plagiarizing, though. He writes essays for the T-Birds, and they pay him.
For their homework.
And he makes a good amount of money. And we established that he lives in a nuclear fallout shelter in his uncle's backyard.
Huh.
They were under threat of nuclear war.
It's 61.
It's going to
JFK,
come back.
Cold
it's
War,
61.
whole deal.
Thank you. Oh, right. Because I keep referencing JFK.
Yeah.
We established Michael does this for all of the T-Birds and is making a decent amount of money.
And all of them are like, don't tell anyone, because my reputation.
I have a rep to maintain. Yeah. Cut to biology class and the most unnecessary song.
Cut it. It's called Reproduction. It's a song about sex. Done and done.
The quote I pulled from the internet is, substitute teacher Mr. Stewart leads a rousing biology lesson.
Rousing! It's
the birds and the bees. He starts off the lesson by getting into plant anatomy, and then he gets into animal and sexual reproductive anatomy.
Yeah. And the art teacher is there for no reason.
Yeah, and it gets everyone's attention because they're all horny teenagers.
Yeah.
And the one thing that made me laugh is fucking Goose's low voice of, where does the pollen go? I can't even go that deep.
Yeah, no, it was truly very, very deep.
Meanwhile, during this whole song about sex, Steffi and Michael are eye-fucking across the classroom. Stephanie and Michael?
Stephanie, oh yeah.
Sorry, I called her Steffi the whole time.
Really?
I don't know why.
I called her Steph. It's fine.
Steph and Michael eye fuck across the classroom the whole time.
Yeah.
Not crazy, because Michael is shy and Stephanie's not really sure she's into him. They're making a lot of eye contact.
They're just making eye contact. They're double checking. They're checking in. So then Michael finally has enough money to get a sort of a fixer-upper bike. So he goes to a shop and he gets one, and then he goes full Top Gun. He has the aviators.
We get a full montage
of him learning how to fix his bike and then learning how to ride, and he's not good at it. He's trying to do wheelies and he keeps falling off his bike, and then Frenchie runs into him and is just like, what are you doing? And he's like, I am learning how to ride a motorcycle. And she's like, is it for Stephanie? And then he smirks and rides off. Then the auditions are happening again? Question mark?
No, it's rehearsal. That one pink lady doesn't realize she made it in. I don't know. This song, we get to see the song more that the girls are performing. We get to see Sandman, but we also get to see the T-Birds perform, and we get to see the girls perform their song Girl for All Seasons, and this provides essentially with another montage where Michael continues to work on his bike and gets better at riding, because the first time we see him trying to ride the motorcycle, he's bad.
Very, very bad. And then the second time, they have a stunt driver, and he's much better.
Yes. Then it's the night of the talent show. And everyone made it to the show.
No, they're at the bowling alley.
Are in the show, everyone made it to the show. So, you're right.
You're right.
It's another No, you're right. You're so right. Ignore everything I said. We're back at the bowling alley.
Bowling. And the leader of the Scorpions is
loitering outside.
Is loitering outside, but it's just him. And so Dolores, who comes in, runs in and tells Johnny and the rest of the T-Birds, they're like, hey, he's out there by himself. Now's your time to jump him because he doesn't have his 9 other gang members with him. And so they all run outside, but by then the other 9 of them have arrived, and it's about to be a huge fight. And then what should happen? But in the middle of these 2 parties rides in a guy with the helmet and glasses, so no one can see him because you can't recognize someone by just the bottom of their face. And he full Sparta kicks the leader in the chest, and it's great.
Does. It's great.
As he does he does a drive-by.
Vibes.
Yeah, drive-by on the
Sparta
motorcycle,
kick.
stands up, Sparta kicks as he's driving by. It was very funny. And then we get like a whole chase sequence around the parking lot.
We get a whole chase sequence. The Scorpions are like, who's that guy? Get him! We get the song, Who's That Guy? And nobody knows who it is. And it's so obviously Michael.
It's ridiculous.
Obviously Michael. And Stephanie kind of sings to herself like, where can I get a guy like that?
Oh my god, this is my cool rider.
This is my cool rider.
Yeah. And so the next day, he ends up the police come.
Hang on. Cool Rider drives off. The T-Birds go inside. Their ego's wounded that, like, they couldn't defend themselves. Steph stays outside for a second, kind of looking after the Cool Rider. And the girls, the Pink Ladies, call her on her recent bullshit and questioning. They're like, we're not saying it, but there's been talk of your loyalty to the T-Birds, because the whole thing is that if you're a Pink Lady, you go with the T-Birds. You date the T-Birds.
I hated that.
Oh, I hate it so much. But this is the status quo and this is the rules. If you're a Pink Lady, you have to date a T-Bird. And if you're interested in someone else who's not a T-Bird, you can't be a Pink Lady.
Right.
And she's kind of scoffs, and she asks Paulette for a cigarette, and she tries to light it, and then who lights her cigarette but the Cool Rider? He's back, and he asks her if she wants a ride.
In an American accent. He's putting on like a crazy...
he's fully masking his English accent.
Yeah.
But just then the police roll up and he goes, next time. And Johnny watches all of this. I swear to God, the cop is Luke Wilson. It's not. But he looks so much... He's just got like the jaw. Then, cut to the next day in the chemistry lab with Frenchie and Michael.
Yes, and Frenchie's like, oh, I heard about this thing happened around the bowling alley, and he was like, guilty as charged, and she's like, amazing, and he's like, I'm gonna tell Stephanie about it today, and then Stephanie walks in, and he straight up bungles it, like, it's so bad.
He biffs it.
He's like, do you read Superman comics?
I think he was trying to be like, you know how like Clark Kent has a secret identity?
Yes, he 100%
maybe your Cool Rider has. But he biffs it.
Biffs it, buffs it.
Then I was so confused why we cut to the principal doing a test for the nuclear war.
Only
and the kids
to
have
set
to go
up
to the shelter.
To set up
the very next scene.
Yeah.
Which is Lewis, who is a T-Bird, and I don't remember his Pink Lady's name, sneak into a fallout shelter to make out. And is this where Michael lives? Is this Michael's house?
Because Lewis goes he went there and he was like, oh, you live here. Sorry, hold on. He's like, oh, you live here? It's great for activities with the student body. And it's just like, all right, dude. And so he basically tries to fake a nuclear attack so that he can convince Sharon.
Yes. In the present moment, Lewis and Sharon in the bunker tries to... He has the T-Birds outside, make the siren sound and fake a nuclear attack to get her to have sex with him.
Right. But he says we need to like do it for our country, meaning sex. And she thinks it means enlist. And so
like deploy.
She's like, absolutely, let's do it. And then runs out and then realizes that it's all been set up and then runs away. It's a horrible, horrible song.
It's a horrible, horrible song.
He, like, has a gun at one point, and they, like, dress him up like he has wounds, and she has, like, a nurse's outfit on. It's horrible. I deeply hated this song.
Well, good thing we're not there anymore. Cut to Steph works. So it was established in the beginning of the film, but Steph works at her dad's auto body shop. Or she works at an auto body shop. I think it's it's both. I think it's her dad's, unclear, and she's at work. She's frazzled because there's like a bunch of customers in different cars, like asking things of her, and then who should pull up but the cool rider with not wearing a shirt under his leather jacket.
And I was like, wow, the chafing.
Wow, the chafing. And he asks her for a ride, and she says, to hell with all these customers, and she climbs on the back of his motorcycle, and they drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And she's not wearing a helmet.
Nope, and she's, like, climbing around on his lap. And, they make out at sunset, and then he
never takes off his helmet or
his glasses
while they make out.
Stupid.
It's so
stupid. So then he drives her back to the garage, and it's like after dark.
It's
and
dark. Yeah.
She's like cuddling into his chest, and he's like about to take off his glasses when the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies arrive, and he's like, I can't. Sorry, the fly just landed on my nose. He's like, I gotta go. And she's like, well, when will I see you again? And he's like, the talent show. And she's like, how does he know about the talent show?
Cool Rider leaves, and Johnny is just, Johnny gets off his bike and is so jealous, says he'll fight the creep, hurts Paulette's feelings. The girls walk away in a huff. And the T-Birds decide, well, fine, we'll go get our kicks somewhere else. And we get the song Prowling, where Johnny is the king of hip. And they...
5'8" energy.
That's the gist of that song. Cut to the next day. Stephanie gets called by the teacher to stay after English class.
Yes.
And she's, like, written her paper, like, terribly. And the teacher's like, you need to write this again.
You need to rewrite this. Yeah.
Michael overhears and, I'd be happy to help you with your paper. And at first, she doesn't take him up on it, but he, like, pushes, and she's like, okay, actually,
and I also think this is kind of the first time where she's like, I don't know, Michael's kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's, like, the first time that they actually, like, eye contact.
Yeah. Other than during the reproduction song.
But that's a reproduction song.
Yeah. And they meet at a diner later to work on her paper, and they have he's not writing it.
Discussion about Hamlet. In the world.
Yeah, I will point out, he's not writing her paper for her.
No, he's
essentially helping her edit it and rewrite it.
Yes. So he's like, okay, so this is your sentence. I think what you, like, a better way to state it so that the teachers are more impressed, because what you said is technically correct. It's just not, like, fancy. So here's some fancy words to throw in.
He Grammarly's it for her.
Pretty much. And there's a whole conversation about how the reason why Hamlet went crazy is because they didn't have hamburgers or ketchup. And I was bemused.
I think it was trying to be, like, quirky and funny and, like, random in the way teenagers are, and it just felt so flat.
They also had no chemistry.
He wasn't giving her much. Michelle Pfeiffer was working with what she had. He wasn't giving her much.
Yep.
They leave the diner, and of course, that's when Goose and Johnny show up.
Yeah, so because they go outside, and he asks her out again, and she's like, I can't date you, you're not a T-Bird. He was like, well, I don't like those rules, and then he sort of stalks off, and that's when Johnny comes in, so he saw them talking.
And Johnny makes a big stink that he and Stephanie are officially over as an item, and she's like, cool, great, I was there 20 million years ago.
Yeah.
And he asks her for her Pink Lady's jacket back, but she doesn't give it to him, or he asks for her T-Bird jacket?
Well, he says, give me your Pink Lady jacket, but you have to leave it at the door because it belongs to the T-Birds. And I'm like, hate that.
Yeah.
But she just kind of scoffs and walks off.
Yeah, and Michael watches this all go down from whatever secondary location he's at.
Yeah, makes no sense.
Cut to the next day. It's lunchtime. We see the T-Birds just, like, being jackasses and cutting the line. And at one point, Steph and Michael get, like, pushed together, and we have body contact. And we see her in purple. She's not wearing her pink lady's jacket, and she's not wearing pink. And she's looking kind of lost. And Michael has his big solo number, and he sings the song Charades to himself.
I was expecting a big note somewhere in this song. I was disappointed.
Yeah. And he ponders, this is a quote, ponders over the continuing charade he's putting on for Stephanie, and what is a charade, and teenagers and their angst.
Drama.
It's a lot of
Whatever.
angst, but we see that, like, Steffi doesn't really know where she belongs anymore, and that Michael is feeling like he has to be something that he's not, or has to put something on for her. It's this whole thing.
Yeah. And then we get to the night of the talent show. So, Cool Rider had told Stephanie last time that he would meet her before then. So she's like in this gorgeous sparkly outfit, and so she's waiting outside, and then he rides up. But then the second that he does, like, I think they were laying in wait or something, the T-Birds also ride up, and so suddenly there's like a motorcycle chase through the town. And Stephanie,
and the pink ladies also pull up, and Steph is like, follow them. She commandeers the pink lady's car to chase after the T-Birds, who are chasing after Cool Rider. Michael drives through a construction site, and there was a sign that's like Dead Man's Drop or whatever.
Something stupid,
and he crashes through a construction sign, and then he disappears.
Yes.
Right where there's like a big gulch.
100-foot
like
drop
a huge
or whatever.
ravine.
Yeah.
And the T-Birds pull up there to the drop-off, don't see Cool Rider's body, don't see his motorcycle.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no way he made it across. And they're like, fuck, did we kill him? But no, he must have made it across because there's no bike in the ravine.
And Stephanie's like, I know he's dead!
He's killed him.
Ridiculous.
She's convinced he's dead.
Crazy.
But the T-Birds are like, well, we can't do anything about this. Let's get out of here. Let's
back to the talent show. So they go back to the talent show, and they sabotage the preppy boys.
The T-Birds sabotage the T-Birds who had been previously spying on the male trio that was also performing. They sabotage them. They tie them up in the boiler room. They steal their blazers, and they perform Prowlin'.
Yeah.
Then we get the girls' performance, which includes the Pink Ladies. We get the song Girl for All Seasons, which is a wild ensemble number.
These costumes are crazy.
They're on point in the first season.
Barely.
I know. It's like, it's not good point.
No, it's like knees bent point. It's really bad.
Knees bent point, yeah.
And the costumes are crazy. And then I thought that, like, the fall, like, the Halloween outfits were the craziest. And then we get to the winter ones with one of the girls dressed up as a champagne coupe glass with fake legs coming off of the side, just like dangling. It was so bad. I was so distracted.
I thought they were like shrimp at first.
Yeah. That would have been better.
So Steph is part of the winter trio,
which is
of
the
girls.
final.
And when they make it's the final one. When they make their entrance, she's like catatonic because she thinks this guy she has a crush on is dead, understandably. Yeah. And so she just doesn't sing, and we can hear the voiceovers of the other girls being like, "What's wrong with Stephanie?
What is she doing?
Like, why isn't she singing?" And then she takes over the talent show and sings her own song in true musical theater fashion of like, my emotions cannot be contained. And she sings the song Love Will Turn Back the Hands of Time, and she enters a fantasy world where she's reunited with Cool Rider.
This dream sequence is what I think they wanted to be similar to Beauty School Dropout. Because it's like an all-white kind of thing.
Then why is it post-apocalyptic?
Unclear. Because she's like in some Grecian, like, toga-esque rope ties around her dress. At the
precursor to Xanadu.
Truly. At the top of a hill of spray-painted white broken-down motorcycles is Cool Rider in like an Elvis all-white leather ensemble, still with his helmet and goggles on because she doesn't know who this fucker is.
She doesn't know what he looks like.
And he's like, your love will make sure my memory is always around, and your love will keep me alive. It was crazy.
It was insane. And she just fully hijacks this performance with her own fantasy sequence. We come to at the end of the sequence, and the principal's like, all right, that was fun. You win the talent show, and Johnny wins the talent show, and so they are hailed the king and queen of the talent show, and they get crowned for an upcoming graduation luau.
Which is tomorrow. So this is the end of the school year. So they're about to no longer be T-Birds or Pink Ladies, and this entire plot is about to not matter.
Yeah, and of course, I'm just still hung up on, yes, naturally, the end of the school year luau.
Anna.
As natural, of course. Your school didn't end with a luau?
My God. So we go to the luau and we have our Bop Shoobaloo Bop song, which is Rockahula Luau.
Rockahula Luau. Parenthetical, summer is coming.
Right.
I feel like the whole budget went into just this
Truly.
Scene.
Costumes. And it's a whole dance sequence, and then both Stephanie and Johnny get brought in on like a palanquin with. There's a lot of nudity for a high school. A school-themed, like, school-sponsored event. A lot of dudes are shirtless. A lot of the women are just in bikini tops. Like, it's a bit confusing. Anyway, so they get, like, brought in on a palanquin carried by, like, 12 shirtless men and led
who are not students.
No, who get dropped into a pool, which is 3 feet deep at max. Like, it is not a deep pool. And then
it's very like sacrificial vibes.
Yeah, into the volcano. Then as like the evening is sort of progressing, the Scorpion Cycle gang comes in and like knocks things over.
Crashes the luau. I wrote just then, felonies. The adults on motorcycles crash the luau.
I know.
And then Cool Rider appears on top of the roof. He's not dead.
And he's wearing a sleeveless leather vest. It's stupid.
Of course.
So
that's what I wear to the luau.
Yes. And leather pants. This man has nothing but rash everywhere.
It's just baby powder.
Baby powder.
Constantly down his pants.
Powder. So
he jumps from the roof, lands on his motorcycle, and proceeds to lead the scorpions away, but then surprise, he like comes back.
Does a big
leaps
jump
over the pool. And okay, here's a gripe.
Yes.
He leaps in his motorcycle over the pool, and we established there was like a whole bit where like Johnny and Stephanie were trying to get out of the pool in the chaos, and like they were each rowing in different
still in
directions.
This floating palanquin.
And Stephanie looks up over as Cool Rider flies over her head, and she goes, "He's alive." Cut to immediately the scorpions chasing after him and leaping, trying to do the same leap. None of them making the leap. 2 motorcycles and its riders landing in the pool, and Stephanie and Johnny are no longer in the pool.
Not only are they no longer in the pool, because there is a shot of her getting out and running to Cool Rider.
Is there?
There is no palanquin in the pool. That's the main thing. I was like, I could get away with them not showing like Stephanie and Johnny leaving the pool, but there were no 12 shirtless men to remove this giant prop piece from the pool.
Yeah. And the pool's
stupid.
Not that big.
No.
And that's what vanquishes the scorpions. And at that point, Michael takes off his helmet and goggles and reveals himself to be Cool Rider.
And then the teachers are like, "It's Michael!"
The T-Birds can't believe it. Stephanie can't believe it.
Johnny, like, wants to fight him, and everyone else is like, "Dude, I'm gonna need you to chill."
I'm gonna need you to take all 5'6" of you and chill.
This is a Wendy's.
But he gives, instead of fighting Michael, Johnny gives him a T-Birds jacket, welcoming him into the gang, and so now Stephanie and Michael can be together.
And then they have
kiss.
the most awkward, musicless final kiss.
Musicless.
It was awful. It was awful.
Why?
It was so bad. I was so uncomfortable. I was like, no, if it's like the final makeout, you need music under this, because otherwise you're just hearing people make out, which is not sexy.
And they also, like, had, like, little, like, sweet nothings that they whispered to each other.
Yeah.
And it was also without any music. It was so awkward.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how the film ends. We get, like, the graduation montage and the credits roll.
Yeah.
What?
The end. Rachel, explain yourself.
I just, I thought I was going to forget more of this film, and so it would be like happy surprises, but I remembered every single
moment.
Thing that was coming.
Yeah.
Every moment.
Okay.
Grace, what'd you think of this movie?
I would like an apology from myself for putting this on the list.
Maybe
every
do
time
it at some point.
I know it was never gonna not happen. We had to, especially considering that High School Musical was supposed to be Grease 3. Yeah, I didn't like it. None of the songs were memorable. Like, and I was actually talking with my parents about this with how I felt about Grease 1, because obviously it's quite problematic. And I don't know if I'm just looking at it through, like, the lens of nostalgia of having grown up with that movie, but the songs are, like, so much better in Grease 1, because I remember all of them. Like,
they were catchy.
And none of these were catchy. And I just,
don't
like...
think any of them did any time on the Billboard charts.
Nah.
Checking that now. Like the film, the soundtrack failed to match the commercial success. It peaked 71 on the Billboard album chart.
Yeah.
The lead single, Back to School Again, by the Four Tops, peaked at 71. That's the thing. I will get into this more, but, like, it wasn't... There were a lot of moments where, like, the characters weren't actually singing, like, along with the music. Like, the opening number, Back to School... When it was a group, the ensemble was singing.
Right.
But there was no John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John singing their hearts out.
But the opening song for
members.
Grease was also not by the cast. It was, like, the song Grease is sung over.
You're right.
Yeah. It just wasn't as good, and I think that's the problem.
You want to apologize for yourself.
I do, and I do apologize to myself, and it's important that you can say you're sorry when you've done something wrong. And when you've hurt someone. So, here we are. Yeah, I mean, so this is not your first time. How did you feel about it, watching it for the second time?
As I said before, I thought I was gonna watch it with fresher eyes, but I remembered everything about this, to the point where I was like, when did I last watch this? Because in my brain... I watched this. Here's what it is. In my brain, I watched this the same time I watched, like, probably back in, like, 2015.
Yeah.
I'm remembering, like, Rachel's Old Apartment when we watched, I think we must have watched, like, 13 Going on 30. I don't know.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, we did, like, a trip in October for Rachel's birthday, and that's when we watched this, and we watched The Holiday as well.
Well, listen, The Holiday is a great movie.
The Holiday is a great movie. However, 2 years was too recent.
Got you.
I guess. Yeah, this was fun to hate, I guess. It's not my favorite thing that we've ever done.
No.
And I look forward to other things.
Yes.
They can all be winners, as I said at the start of this episode.
Yes.
Shall we do a little drinks and dramaturgy? Because I have some fun dramaturgical stuff.
Hell yes.
Even if I didn't like the film.
Amazing.
Hell yes.
Cheers.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yo,
cheers. Dramaturgy report. Report. Okay. We've never seen this director or the cinematographer before. Okay. The director was Patricia Ann Birch, who is an American director, choreographer, film director, and theater director. She was born in New Jersey. She started as a dancer in Broadway musicals, including Brigadoon, Goldilocks, and West Side Story, and she played Anybody's in West Side Story.
Nice.
She moved on to directing and choreographing music videos, including some for Cyndi Lauper, the Rolling Stones, and Carly Simon. Mm-hmm. She also spent 6 years staging numbers at Saturday Night Live. She taught dance at Juilliard's pre-college division, and she was a soloist for Martha Graham and Agnes DeMille. Like,
good dancer.
Well, she's a great dancer. Yeah. She's a great performer herself.
Right.
She had been the choreographer for both the stage and film versions of the original Grease. Yeah. And so she was hired by, I believe, one of the executive producers as the director for the sequel, because it seemed like, hey, you know the subject material really, really well. Mm-hmm. What could go wrong? Right. The cinematographer was Frank Walter Stanley, an American cinematographer. Mm-hmm. He started in TV movies before moving on to feature films. This was one of his later films. He's best known, other than Grease 2, for 4 Clint Eastwood films in a row.
Wow.
Breezy, Magnum Force, Thunderbolt, and Lightfoot, and then something called the Eiger Sanction. And I didn't include it, but now I'm regretting it. There's some wild lore that apparently he got really badly injured on one of those Clint Eastwood films, probably the last one, and was in the hospital, had to step away. Yikes. And Clint Eastwood said he did it on purpose and never worked with him again. Right?
Wait, Clint Eastwood said that he got injured on purpose?
Yes. That is the lore that I read on the internet.
No!
Of questionable origin,
yeah.
Which is why I'm like, this is not.
This is an internet source. This is not fact. Yeah.
This is a dumb podcast that we do for the two of us.
Our opinions are solely our own.
Dateline are solely our own. But that is lore. That is internet lore that I read.
Wild.
That is me for director and cinematographer.
All right, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about the writer. So this was, oh crap, I didn't get his first name. His last name is Finkelman. Ken Finkelman. So he was born in Winnipeg in Canada. He's best known for his CBC television series, The Newsroom. Now in 1982, he was tasked with writing both Grease 2 and Airplane 2, the sequel. Airplane 2, the sequel, which I think is hilarious. And he was also directing Airplane 2.
And to be clear, The Newsroom is the Canadian version,
not
that ran
the Aaron
on
Sorkin
CBC.
Newsroom. Yeah. Now, it was interesting because both of these sequels were sequels where the original cast refused to come back. So he kind of had to rewrite some things, but both of them underperformed at the box office and were very unfavorably reviewed, and his television productions afterwards, like The Newsroom, Married Life, Foolish Heart, there's a bunch, are seen in part as a reaction to his experiences with the mainstream Hollywood studio system, which he did not have a good experience with. So really his main two things were Grease 2 and Airplane 2 that were happening both around the same time, and both failed. Now, obviously, there's no stage musical of this.
That's rough.
But the screenplay, so Grease 2 was intended to be the second film in a proposed 4-film and television series. So not 6 seasons in a movie, 4 films in a season. And the third and the fourth films were supposed to take place in the 1960s during counterculture era, but they were scrapped after they failed so deeply. After this particular movie. And then famously, the concept, at least for Grease 3, which was like the kids of the previous ones, it ended up going and turning into High School Musical. Now, the music and lyrics, it was all done by Louis St. Louis. It was an American songwriter, music arranger, and singer. Famous. He did all of the songs for
Louis
Grease.
St. Louis is a wild name.
Agreed. Did all of the songs for Grease as well, especially the song Sandy, which was a huge hit in the UK. And did Rock and Roll Party Queen and Mooning, which was originally from the musical, and a bunch of other things. So he just did this as well, essentially. Now, for actors and casting, the director really wanted to feature John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John reprising their characters as a married couple running a gas station near the end of the film, and John Travolta was gonna sing a new number. Apparently they had exactly one meeting and then it was never talked about again. Olivia Newton-John reportedly rejected it because she was more interested in doing Xanadu, which was around that time. Yeah. They also tried to get...
That was one of my fun facts.
I love that. They also tried to get Jeff Conaway and Stockard Channing to come and do cameos as well. Channing at that point had left Hollywood for a time to focus on her stage career, so they ended up not doing that either. Early plans for Grease 2 had them, like, attending summer school, and then they would have gotten married at the end. Anyway, it didn't come to fruition. Maxwell Caulfield, who was the guy who played Michael / Cool Rider, he was cast after he impressed producers because he was in the off-Broadway show Entertaining Mr. Sloan. He was offered the role after they had seen that. The director was quoted as saying they were all in love with Maxwell after they saw him on stage without his clothes, which I thought was hysterical.
Maxwell?
That's the
actor's name.
Yeah.
That's the actor's name. Yes, that's right.
Now, apparently, his career was damaged by this film, unlike Michelle Pfeiffer, who kind of got shunted forwards. Now, according to him, he was like, oh, I was being hailed as the next Richard Gere or as the next John Travolta, but after Grease 2, nobody would touch me. And I'm like, well, after watching your performance, sir, I see what they're talking about.
That's what I like. I read that as well, and I can absolutely understand, like, a bad film, like, really causing someone's career to take a hit.
Yeah.
However...
If you're good, if you're Michelle Pfeiffer...
This wasn't... Michelle Pfeiffer acted circles around him. I found him very stiff.
Yeah, 100%. Now, this was her first role. She was 23, and she attended the casting call. There were a couple of other people that they were looking at, including Pat Benatar, which I thought was interesting. She was according to the director, she was the wild card choice. And she ended up saying that it was a really weird time for her because she had never really considered herself a professional singer or dancer. And when she ended up with the part, things went crazy. She was pretty sure that the producers were, like, hiring paparazzi to, like, make it seem like she was a bigger deal than she was, but she apparently was just very nervous whenever all of that first started and, like, wasn't really having a good time around interviews and was just kind of having a hard time transitioning into sort of a more well-known figure. And then for the role of Johnny, Adrian Zmed, who played Johnny, had previously played the role of Danny Zuko in the stage version of Grease. So that's sort of how
I can see it.
I can absolutely see it. And apparently Tom Cruise auditioned for the role of Johnny, but the director wanted someone taller.
No! Oh my god, we could have had Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is like 5'5". Like, he's such a short man.
I think he's a little taller.
Yeah, hold on. How tall is... I'll look up how tall Adrian Zmed is.
He's 5'7".
He's 5'7"?
He's 5'7".
Adrian Zmed? Oh, he's 5'8". That was so right!
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're right. Like, we want someone taller.
I will say
1 inch taller.
Like,
and then he has, like, another 3 inches in hair. Absolutely. Cool. So, yeah, so that is the actors and casting. I didn't really go too in-depth into
Are you going to talk about Lorna Luft?
I did not talk about Lorna Luft. She was, what's her face? Paulette. She looked
Paulette.
like Amanda Bynes to me in some shots.
Oh, I didn't clock that.
Yeah.
But she's the daughter of Judy Garland and Sydney Luft.
Yeah.
Let's get into, we've talked a little bit about the reviews, the reception, and the revenues. So, this had an $11.2 million budget, which was twice what Grease had. It only grossed $15 million, whereas Grease earned $132 million at just the domestic box office. So, not great. I think this is really funny. It came in 5th on its opening weekend because it came out, so Rocky 3 had come out 2 weeks prior. Oof. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan and Poltergeist had come out the week before. And you know what came out on the same day as Grease 2? E.T.
Oh no! That is a rough lead up, my guy. Wow.
And Max Caulfield, who was our Michael, who was saying, like, oh, this tanked my career, he said, this is a quote, basically, we got blown off the map by that little movie by Spielberg.
That little movie. Womp womp.
Yeah.
Oof.
Caulfield also was unhappy with the film's title and apparently unsuccessfully lobbied to have it changed to Son of Greece.
Well, so...
Not Sons.
Son. Well, so apparently I read that too, and then I read further, and I found a different quote as well, that it was like the original title was Son of Greece, and then the producers were like, that's vague, it should be Greece too, and then Maxwell was like, no, change it back, and they were like, no.
No. No, you have no power in this situation.
No, not at all.
So I have 2 polls of reviews. 2 quotes. Grease 2 is undeniably stocked with solid songs and well-choreographed dance sequences. Risky. But there's no getting around the fact that it's a blatant retread of its far more entertaining predecessor. Another quote said, dizzy and slight with an even more negligible plot than its predecessor.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I would not say these songs were solid.
No.
And the choreography was was well done.
No.
And then I talked about the revenues. That budget was 11.2, almost double the budget. Only made $15 million domestically. You want to talk about singing and dancing?
Yeah.
On that note,
nothing stuck out.
Okay. I don't remember in Grease, other than the opening number, having so many songs that were voiced over.
Yeah. It was really just, so in the original Grease, it was really just the one,
the opening
number, which makes sense because they weren't showing it over people. They were showing it over that cartoon thing where they did Stockard Channing really dirty. So that made sense to me. And then it didn't make sense to me in this one because they were showing it over, like, the people, like, all the kids coming to school. So it's like, why have a voiceover when you can just have the live action people that are there sing it?
I'm not talking about songs by actors who are not in this film. I'm not talking about, like, instrumentals
Charades
or vocals. What?
The song Charades, which was him, but not.
I'm talking about Charades. Yeah, I'm talking about Charades. I'm talking about the opening number. I'm talking about how songs that were recorded by the actors and their characters are on screen and they only sing some of the time
in, like,
and the rest of it is voiceover. Yeah, I don't remember that.
No.
Happening as much in Grease.
It didn't.
So that's my gripe.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, that's my note with singing.
Yeah.
The singers just weren't as strong either.
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer did her own singing. It was fine. Johnny did pretty good, but he's not John Travolta.
Paulette
was great.
Paulette was great.
She was great. She was really funny. She was probably my favorite character.
Mm-hmm. Her and Dolores.
Yeah, absolutely. And then dancing, it was fine. It was fine. Nothing stood out.
We didn't have a dance at the gym, really.
Right, and so I think they really wanted the talent show.
The dancing didn't stick out, which is wild, because it was directed by a fucking choreographer.
Yeah, but you know what? They didn't fucking have, what's-his-face? They didn't have John Travolta, who was a great dancer.
Yeah.
And... like, it was so good that they were like, oh, we can't put him with Sandy in the final dance number. We need an actual dancer to put him with. And so they got Cha-Cha.
There was no... The ensemble was good, and the ensemble held their own, but there was no one in the principal cast that was able to draw and hold focus in their dancing. Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, the bowling song was fun, but, like, they really relied heavily on the motorcycles instead of dancing.
Yes, 100%. That's where all the budget went.
Yes. Gripes, giggles, moments of joy.
I hated the plot hook that the pink ladies, quote-unquote, belonged to the T-Birds. I hated that. That was not a part of Grease. That was not a part of the stage production of Grease. It felt a stupid reason why these two people couldn't be together. It felt like it had the same vibe to me as, like, this is a miscommunication, so we can't be together in, like, romance novels.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just like, no, this is a dumb plot
to each
reason.
other.
This is a dumb plot reason that has absolutely no reality. Like, yeah, I hated that.
Should we start another podcast that is books and we can just review all of the romance novels that we read?
I do not have the time.
No, I don't either. I read on. I'm. But that is what we got inspired by.
It's very true.
My gripes was that this could have been a tight 90.
Could have been a tight 90. Cut out the reproduction number.
And maybe I would have liked it more.
Yeah.
I wanted a better plot.
Yes.
I wanted better conflict.
Yes.
I did not understand why these adults were harassing these teenagers.
Yes.
In the gangs. And the whole keeping secret identities because it was gonna get the girl. There were no stakes.
Mm-mm.
Not that Grease had a lot of stakes, but at least the conflict was more compelling in Grease.
Yeah. Agreed. Giggles?
I have Dolores as my moment of joy, but she did make me giggle a couple times.
Yeah, my moment of joy is that one really quick scene between Michael and Dolores, just because I really enjoyed their dynamic of like a older brother, like younger sister
Older
kind
brother,
of deal.
younger sister.
I didn't really have many giggles. There were a couple funny one-liners from Paulette. There were a couple funny moments from Johnny, but it was nothing really stuck into mind, right?
Yeah. Which speaks volumes for this film.
Yep. I have exactly one fun fact.
You said both of my fun facts.
Oh, no!
My only fun no, it's okay. My only fun fact was that I thought it was really funny that Olivia Newton-John rejected the offer to return for this film because she was focused on doing Xanadu. And as we discussed in our Xanadu episode, Xanadu was bad.
Yep. My one fun fact, so according to Michael's stunt double, Gary Davis, Michelle Pfeiffer, so there's the moment whenever she goes off with Cool Rider and she, like, leaves her job, and there's a moment...
and she climbs onto the motorcycle without a helmet.
While they're driving, she, like, scoots around so that she's straddling him while he's driving, right?
Yeah.
And apparently, that was actually her, and so the stunt double was like, she sat behind me, and then I lifted her around to where she straddled me, and then we did a wheelie and drove away. She was wonderful the whole time. So she did her own fucking stunts, which I thought was wild.
I clocked that because I was like, there's no... when she was on his back, and then she started to spider monkey around, I was like, oh... That's not her.
And then they showed her face.
Clearly
it was very clear.
Face.
Yeah, I also was like, damn. And then I found that and I was like, hell yeah. So that's my one fun fact.
Well, if you're still with us,
bless.
This has been Grease 2.
Oh, do you have any homework? My homework is just to watch Grease.
No, God, no.
If you want to watch this movie, just watch Grease.
Yeah. Is that all she wrote?
I think that's all she wrote. Yeah.
I think that's all she wrote. This has been 5678, a movie musical podcast.
Mm.
I've been Anna.
I'm still Grace.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8. There's no business like show business, like no business I know.